And welcome to The Cutting Edge here on March 23rd, 2015, and we always open each program with following disclaimer that this presentation is for informational and educational purposes only, and since we're going to be talking about issues of health and well-being, we want to make sure you understand this information is not intended to treat, diagnose, heal, or cure anything. Everything contained in the presentation are the opinions of Dr. Alex Lloyd, Johanna Chan, our weekly practitioner of the custom codes, and myself, Ken Johnston, your host for today's call. You should always check with a licensed healthcare provider about any specific health concerns you may have. We also like to open each program with the following quote: "We're beginning now to understand things that we know in our hearts are true but could never measure. As we get a better understanding how little we know about the body, we begin to realize the next big frontier in medicine is energy medicine. It's not the mechanistic parts of the joints moving. It's not the chemistry of our body. It's understanding for the first time how energy influences how we feel." That's a quote by Dr. Oz on the Oprah program in November of 2007, and the reason we bring it up is that the purpose of these calls are to provide current and relevant information on this subject of energy medicine from a variety of perspectives, including a medical, a scientific, and mostly spiritual perspective. So with that said, I'm going to open the podium to Dr. Alex Lloyd and his secret spiritual law of nature for today, which is, are you sick of that feeling? Boy, I've got a few of those feelings I could do without there, Alex.
All my life, man, right? I've had them here and there all my life. Thanks, Ken.
Oh, yes.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for being here today, wherever you are in the world, or if you're listening by recording. We are beyond honored by your presence. We know there's so many ways that you can spend your time, and we're honored that you would give us a few minutes of that time, and we try to respect that, and every week give you a little something to think about, something to inspire you, and something to incorporate into your life that we hope is going to make your life better from now on. Today I'm going to start exactly with that title. Are you sick of that feeling? Are you? And that's the homework for this week is go meditate, pray, take a walk, sit under your tree, whatever, and ask yourself, are you sick of that feeling? Are you sick of this? Are you sick of whatever it is in your life that is not the way you want your life? Are you sick of not being able to do what you want to do and continuing to do what you don't want to do? Feeling things you don't want to feel, thinking things you don't want to think, not being able to feel and think what you do want to think. Are you sick and tired of helplessness and hopelessness? Are you sick and tired of self-worth issues? Are you sick and tired of guilt and shame? Are you sick and tired of feeling insecure in some way? Physically, emotionally, relationally, financially? Are you sick and tired of feeling lonely? Are you sick and tired of anger or irritation or frustration? Are you sick and tired of feeling overwhelmed? Are you sick and tired of feeling separated from God, from others, from the success that you've dreamed about since you were a kid, separated from being your best self, the best version of you? Do you feel separated from that? Are you sick of failure or just not succeeding to the degree that you want and feel like is possible? Are you sick of feeling stuck? Well, this week, please pray and meditate and ponder over these things. Is there something in your life that you're sick of? And if so, write it down. Start praying about it. Start meditating about it, okay? And I would say if you come up with things that you do write down that you are sick of, that is a wonderful thing. In fact, the worst thing might be if you're not sick and tired of it. All right? And here's why I say that. In my years of working with teenagers and their families, and in doing that, working with a lot of troubled teenagers and families that, man, to say they couldn't get along is a gross understatement. My years of doing counseling and therapy, both pastoral counseling and clinical therapy, including all types of issues, my years with the healing codes. You know, one thing has stood out. There's been a number of things that have stood out. Here's one of them, and that is the people that seem to be able to change are the people who are sick of it to the point that they're desperate, they hit bottom, they can't stand it anymore. No matter what happens, they just can't keep going on like this. So that they start maybe taking some chances, and I don't mean stupid risk your life chances, but maybe some getting outside of what has always been their comfort zone just because I got to do something. Those are the people that tend to really be able to change something in their life. The people that come in, and some of them, you know, saw me week after week when I was doing a certain kind of counseling, and nothing seemed to change. Those tended to be the people who weren't sick of it. They'd not hit bottom. They were coping, okay? And that's what most counseling is. But I don't want coping. Coping means I've still got my problem. I want to be without my problem. I want to have the best success I can have. I want to be as happy as I can be. I want my relationship with Hope and Harry and George to be as good as it can possibly be. I want my relationship with God to not just be, I think that's okay. I want it to be fabulous and intimate and powerful and miraculous. Okay? I want my relationship with myself to be wonderful and as good as it can possibly be. Okay? Well, I've talked several times about an example that happened in my life in the last couple of years. So I'm going to give you the short version of this, not the long version, but it for sure applies here. And that was a gentleman who had been a good friend of mine and my wife's, who had been a several pack a day smoker for like his entire adult life, like four decades or more. All right. He was diagnosed with cancer, given less than 6 months to live. He tried to quit smoking a bunch of times, goes home, goes out on the porch, lights up a cigarette, and starts throwing up, which had never happened in his life. He can't smoke a cigarette anymore, all right? Goes back, they run the test again. We're so sorry, we made a mistake. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, no trace of any problems with your lungs, and if you've not gotten it yet, chances are you never will. He's pretty old at this point. So you know what? Smoking doesn't seem to be hurting you at all, okay? So, you know, we typically don't say things like this, but if you want to keep smoking, if it hadn't done it by now, it probably never will. So he goes home, goes out on the back porch, grabs a cigarette. Of course, he's thrilled and happy. He's kind of celebrating, lights up the cigarette, becomes nauseous, and starts throwing up. To make a long story short, he hit bottom when they told him he was going to die, to the point that it automatically changed everything in him, including his physiology, not only to the point that he couldn't smoke anymore, but to the point that he had absolutely no withdrawal from smoking at all. You see, your body and mind are capable of absolute miracles under the right circumstances. And the right circumstances for transformational change is often hitting bottom, getting to the place where you're so sick of it that something's got to change. So that place where we just sort of cope all our lives and it never gets bad enough that really kicks us in the rear end and we say, well, I don't know how this is going to happen, but somehow or other this is stopping and something else is going to start. I'm not going to do this anymore. Sometimes that's a very, very healthy place to be. Okay? And if you're sick of something, I mentioned a whole bunch of things a few minutes ago, but there could be about 500 more probably, all right? You may need to intensify that feeling in order to transformationally change. Here's what I suggest, and here's what I saw work pretty well for a lot of people that I worked with. If you have one thing you would write down on your legal pad that you are kind of sick of, or it's just something that you would really like to change in your life, you feel like your life would be a whole lot better if it did, I want you to use your image maker. That's your imagination, but I don't call it that because that connotes daydreaming, and that's not at all what I mean. I mean the image maker that has been the source of creating everything that has ever been created by man in the universe, good and bad. It happens on your image maker first, which I believe is in the spiritual realm because they cannot find the screen anywhere. They can find all kinds of other stuff, and of course we know it's there because everybody uses it all the time, but they can't find the screen anywhere in the mind or body that we're able to measure. I believe it's because it's in the spiritual realm. So use your image maker to image, if you keep going on in your life with that thing that you're sick of or would like to see change or is not what you want in your life or feel like it's keeping you from something better, image that never changing. In other words, your whole life you say, I want this to change, I need it to change, but you never change it. And image how you'd feel a year from now. Image how you'd feel 5 years from now. Image how you'd feel 10, 15, 20 years from now. And the effect that will have on your work, on your finances, on your health, on your most important relationships, on how happy and unhappy you are, on those feelings of worth and forgiveness and security, or guilt and shame, etc. Image how that will feel 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now if that continues and never changes. And many of these things tend to get worse and worse over time. Maybe that would be true with this too, where whatever that issue is, it keeps getting worse and worse, but you never change it. All right? Imagine the things in your life that would be negatively affected by that as opposed to how they could have been in your life if those things had changed to something good, healthy, love-based, truth-based. All right? And then finally, image the end of your life. Thinking back on 70 years, 80 years, whatever, what you were able to do, what you were not able to do, where you lived, your most important relationships, maybe all your relationships. Were they awesome or were they just so-so? Do you have regrets about wanting certain relationships to have been better and closer and more meaningful? Do you have regrets about wishing you had been healthier so that you could do this or that? Do you have regrets about finances so that you could have had maybe a different quality of life, traveled more, done more cool things with your kids? Do you wish you had felt happy and energetic so that you could have spent loads and loads and loads of quality and quantity time with the people that are most important to you? And at the end of your life, how would your life be differently if you had done that for 20, 30, 40 years and lived in wonderful, meaningful, fabulous, intimate relationships, as successful in life as you can possibly be, which includes finances for some people and maybe not for others. Feeling great about yourself, having a fabulous relationship with God, intimate, close, where you almost feel God's presence in your life all the time. Well, what I would recommend for this week is to meditate and pray on that so intensely that eventually, when you image that thing never changing, things that are possible to change, those things never changing, and the negative effect it has on your life, and the way you would feel at the end of your life, knowing you never changed that, and how you believe it could have been different in very important ways if you had, I'm recommending that you meditate and pray on that so intensely for as long as it takes that you actually get to a place where you're kind of nauseous, where maybe you get a headache, where maybe you just can't take it anymore. That feels so bad. Because maybe if you do that in your image maker, which does not differentiate between what's real and imagined, which does not differentiate between past, present, and future, and so your image maker is all 365-degree surround sound, raw experience. It's happening right now for real. So if you do that to the degree that you are there, you are at the end of your life with those things having never changed because you never were able to take the steps to change them, the things that are possible to change. If you can insert yourself into that experience, and you can through the image maker, that's one of the things it's awesome for, to the degree that it makes you nauseous, that it makes you sick at your stomach, that it gives you a headache, that it gives you this tension and pressure in your body and mind and head and heart, then what I'm saying to you is that maybe, and I've seen it happen a lot of times, that will create an almost hitting bottom experience in you that changes your physiology, that changes your programming, that changes your heart, that changes your mind, that changes your thoughts and feelings, and not just allows you, but reprograms you to change the things in your life that you've not been able to change before. and to start living your life in love and joy and peace and faith and trust, plugging into God as the source in trust, faith, hope, belief, giving God control for the end results that you can't completely control anyway, and your goal being to focus in the present moment in love, giving up the physical and external expectation results, and to be 100% committed to that regardless of your circumstances and regardless of the end result of living that way, whether it creates the external physical circumstances you want or not. So being able to shift from 4 packs a day to nothing with no withdrawal, automatically everything changed in an instant and you can't go back. The positive is now locked in as your default programming. And I believe, and I've seen it many times over the years, that if you will do that intensely for as long as it takes and meditate and pray on the principles that you want to replace the negatives in your life that you're sick of, which are, I want to give up the end result to God. I want to plug into God as the source of light and love and truth and power and miracles in my life. I want to live committed to my only goal being to focus on living in the present in love as best I can. I'll never do it perfectly, but as best I can, giving up and being okay with the end results of that no matter what they are. That's what I want. And I am ready, willing, and able to commit to it. I don't want to be 80 or 90 and struggling with these same things. I don't want to be 80 or 90 and look back at my life in regret because I never changed those things. And I believe my life could have been dramatically different, dramatically better if I had. But you feel today, and maybe for years, like I've tried to change those things, and I can't. Well, that's exactly right. You can't with your willpower. But if you plug into the image maker, if you plug into your spiritual heart, if you intensely use your image maker, the source of creating everything, so it was also part of creating the thing you're sick of, and now we're going to use it to create the antidote to that, the healing for that, and new programming that produces what you want, or what you really want in your heart, which is always love, joy, peace, love in the present moment, intimate, loving relationships, and the end result, external circumstances, those chips will fall where they may. And I believe that if I live in the present moment in love, connected to God, in right relationship, focusing in the present in love, that those results and external circumstances will be right for me. Sometimes painful, yes, but right for me. No matter what I think I want as far as the end results right now. If what you're sick and tired of is fear-based, based on your pain-pleasure programming, you can never fix what you're sick and tired of through fear-based mechanisms. In other words, is the thing you're trying to do to fix those things that you're sick and tired of fear-based in and of itself? Like what we've been taught for years, focus on the end result that you want, put a plan into action with your willpower to get it, and you'll get it. But it almost never works because that is fear-based. You can't fix something fear-based with something else fear-based. It has to be fixed with love, truth, light. Okay. I've been kind of blowing and going today, and I apologize if that has offended anybody. It probably would have offended Hope, my wife. She always gets on me for that, and I tell her every time, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just so passionate about this stuff, that's the way it comes out. So I'm sorry if this came across as me yelling at you. That 100% with all my heart is not how I feel. I feel like maybe you're in a pit and I'm doing everything I can to try to help you out. But it's a long way down there and you can't hear very well, and so I'm shouting so that you can hear me. Sometimes all of our fear-based programming and these things we're sick and tired of create such a static that it's hard for us to hear the truth. And I want this for you so very much, because I remember when that was my life. When I was sick of my marriage, I was sick of my job, I was sick of my routines, I was just sick of almost everything in my life, and what a terrible place that was to be. I remember when Hope was there. She was there for 12 years, virtually every day. And I never will go back. But I want that healing, that happiness, that peace, that significance and security and forgiveness, that success for you too. Of course, I believe in the codes, the master key, use those tools. But maybe for this week, put them aside and try what I've talked to you about today without the tools. Just the praying, meditating, using your image maker very intensely. And you are wanting to get to the place, where you're so sick of it, you can't hardly stand it anymore because you have inserted yourself into that end of your life experience, and then that can become a transformational aha that changes everything, like the gentleman who smoked and like many other people that I've worked with who've had similar things like that happen. So maybe you don't have time today or tomorrow to go out and start that. But please find a time as soon as possible that you can get off by yourself in a prayerful, meditative situation. See if there is anything you're sick of or would like to change in your life. Please don't let another week go by. Let the light and love and truth of God transform you, reprogram you from the inside to live the life you were born to live, and the life that at the core of your being you want and need to live. And when you do live that, you'll know it. And you'll say too, I will never go back. Well, start the journey this week. Thanks, Ken.
Great, Alex. Thank you. Great message today. We're going to shift gears now and give a number of you an opportunity to get a custom code with Johanna Chan. And let me say hi to Johanna first. Hello, Johanna.
Hi, Ken.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Let me give you some guidelines for getting a custom code, if I may. First, it is absolutely, and please do appreciate and understand this, that you do have to know how to do a healing code. You've either learned it from the book or one of the programs, but you know how to activate the 4 healing centers, and ideally you've already gone through the 12 days. You would understand that if you know the book. It's the 12 categories or the first 12 days. Cycle through that. That gets the system really ready for a more powerful custom code. We would ask that you also keep your story short so that we can get to as many people as we can. And the story is your story. It's not the issue. The issue Johanna will guide you to very quickly in the feeling that is attached to it. So with that said, you can get into the queue by pressing *2 if you're on your phone. So press *2, and I will be picking randomly, so please do understand and honor that, but press *2, that puts you in the queue. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Plenty of slots open right now, so go ahead and again, I encourage you to press *2. But we're going to start with a phone number ending in 4778. 4778, your line's open, and who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hello, Amy.
Hi, Johanna.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Struggling with just exactly what Alex was talking about today. So tired of this same old reaction with anxiety and frustration, and believe me, I have tried so hard. And that's probably part of it, the striving and the willpower, thinking that you can have results. And that's the part that's so hard to get over, because after doing codes for several years, that's kind of what you do, you pray trying to have end results, and now to just give those up, I struggle with that. So that makes me wonder whether I'm doing them right now. I don't know. I just don't know. It's very confusing, but I'm trying.
Yeah, God bless you, Amy. What I would encourage you to do is like what Alex was suggesting, using that image maker.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that, but not specifically what he said today. I've been using it for different things that are bothering me.
Yeah, well, listen. Take a listen again to his message today, and really see, what he's saying, and I think it's going to help you even more so in using that love picture, if you will, or that image maker while you're doing the healing code. We'll get a custom code for you to use, of course, but that's the tool I would particularly focus on developing more, is that image maker tool that he was talking about today.
And then do you have to do the deprogramming and statements and with each?
Are you you're talking about the Beyond Willpower?
Yeah, right.
Those are very helpful in helping you discover what needs to heal, And when you come up against the ones that you feel that resistance to, or that you don't feel you're at peace, then that's when you want to do the healing codes and or the heart screen tool, the image maker, which he was describing today.
Well, then once you have your issue, do you do the statements before you work on it by doing the energy tool and the image tool, or do you do the statements after?
The statements are more like a diagnostic,
Oh.
There's many ways you can do it, and we don't really have time to describe all that right now. But if you want to email me, Amy, please go ahead, and I'll see what I can help you with as far as answering questions about that. But let's get a custom code for you to use right now, to address this anxiety and even this fact now that you're getting sick of this. Right? You're getting to the point where, real transformation is going to really, really happen now, and we want to help you with that. And let's get a custom code for you to use. And then I'm glad you have the book because that does have those 2 other tools that are very, very helpful in recognizing exactly where it is that you have maybe some issues that are not resolved, not 100%. Maybe you haven't even recognized them yet. That's what those programming statements are really great for.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get a code for you. Can you say for me, I desire to be healthy?
I desire to be healthy.
I am ready to test truthfully.
I am ready to test truthfully.
This anxiety issue.
This anxiety issue.
Okay, good. Left bridge, right jaw. Both atoms. Both temples. Both bridge.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, God bless you, Amy.
You too.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute Amy's line, and our next caller is coming. And let me encourage you, there's slots I'm sure we will have time for more. Do press *2 and get into the queue, but we're going to go ahead and open the line for phone number ending in 0331. That's 0331. Your line's open, and who are we speaking with?
Hi, my name is Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
It's funny because, I have kind of the same situation where I'm really tired of anxiety. And when I heard Dr. Alex talking about the man who was able to give up his addiction right away, right now I'm going through a horrible time withdrawing off of Valium that I took for anxiety for 2.5 years, and I'm just now, I'm off of it, and I finished a very long taper, and it was very painful, and I'm 11 days Valium-free, and having horrible symptoms, and it's just been so hard, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of being in withdrawal. I've been in withdrawal for 5 months now, and it's debilitating, and the anxiety and the physical symptoms, and I can't do it anymore. And I keep telling God, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this one more day. And so I need help with fear right now, like fear and anxiety.
Okay, God bless you, Melissa. All right, let's get a code for you so it'll help you heal in any early memories. I mean, are there early memories in your life when you can remember feeling this kind of fear and anxiety?
Yeah, and I've been working on those with the codes and with the heart screen tool. I have some memories, and I'm sure there's memories that I don't know that are unconscious.
Yes. Okay, well, that's what I would continue to encourage you to use. Let's get a custom code for you that's going to be a lot more powerful. Can you say for me, I desire to be healthy?
I desire to be healthy.
I am ready to test truthfully.
Ready to test truthfully.
Okay, good. Say the fear issues.
Fear issues.
Okay. Okay, write this down. It's 4 positions. Both hands, jaws. Left hand bridge, right hand temple. Left hand temple, right hand Adam's apple. And then left hand bridge, right hand jaw. Did you get that? I can hardly hear your voice.
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good, very good. And I would recommend that you take this code and go through all of the 12 categories and explore, see what you discover there that may be connected to fear, whether it's an early memory or whether it's a current situation, and use this code to heal the fears in all of those categories, anything you recognize. Of course, it's going to heal the things you don't, the un- and subconscious things as well.
You mean the 12 healing code categories or the beyond?
Yes. Well, the healing codes categories. If you have the healing codes, yeah, I would take this through the 12 categories.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute Melissa's line, and our next caller comes from a phone number ending in 6707. That's 6707. Your line's open, and who are we speaking with?
Hi, Tom and Johanna. It's Sue Ellen. How we doing?
Good.
Great. Hi, Sue Ellen.
Hi. So here's my one question. Is I was working with a custom code and actually switched the hand positions. I thought it was left hand, this right hand, that, and it was the exact opposite.
That's okay. You'll still get benefit from that code. There's no such thing as a bad code, so that's okay.
Okay, great. I feel, I've only been doing these codes for a few months, and I really feel like it's making a huge difference in my life. And I want to thank you and also Dr. Alex so much for that. When I put my hand up, it was because my question is, I've been dealing with my anger and my inadequacies and frustration and disappointment, and I'm feeling so much better dealing with, as I've told you before, my husband with this weird dementia thing, and I really want to help him, but he doesn't identify with his feelings. He doesn't express his feelings, never has in the 40 years I've known him. And so I'm not sure, because this is all feeling-based, and, for him, he'll say, oh, there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm happy, and yet he's spending a lot of time in bed, and he does go for a lot of walks. It's like he's got all this energy. I'm going for a walk 3-4 times a day. 2, I'm going to bed, I'm tired. So I'm not exactly sure. I actually purchased the Master Key, is it called?
Mm-hmm.
And I have some, because I thought maybe that could help for him. I mean, I'm sure it'll help me, but I'm hoping it would help him. And I had some issues with that whole program. And so I'm not sure I know I can do healing codes and then ask in a prayer afterwards that this be helpful for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know what to address to be helpful for him.
Well, yeah, when you're not sure, the safest thing and the most complete way to do it would be go through all 12 categories and do a code and just release it to him and just ask that anything in that category that needs to heal in that neighborhood of his heart be healed. So that's how you do it for others. So if you don't know, or if they don't feel like there's
in his heart related to X category, be open and heal.
That needs to be healed. Mm-hmm.
In his heart. Okay, great. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you didn't want to have a code then?
Well, I'd be happy to have a code, but I've had one, and if there's other people that had better had them instead, that's fine.
Okay, Sue Ellen. God bless.
Thank you. Bless you. Bye.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute Sue Ellen's line then, and our next, let me get that closed. My system is not cooperating here. I'm locked out of, well, I can open the line, so I'm going to go ahead and open a line ending in 6839. That's 6839. Your line's open, and who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Joanna. I'm fairly new to the codes. I've been doing them, about a month and a half now, and just, I'm feeling great, as Sue Ellen said. Definitely seeing some differences. Some of the actual language that Alex used today, separated from success, being my own best self. That's really what I'm working on now. I've been in touch, and I've been a reflexologist. I'm actually doing my holistic life coaching certification now. So I've been working on basically moving energy for a while. I've had success, but I just in my career and in my personal life. But I'm at this precipice now. My kids are both in college. I'm trying to make some changes, and I feel a little stuck. So I've been kind of searching for a specific code. I feel like I never get to that next step of success that I can almost visualize for myself. And I know it's fear-based. I know it's based from not feeling good enough. When you say visualize, I have a memory of, and again, it's not an awful memory, but again, those little events that happen when we're younger, bringing home a test that says 95 on it and hearing, oh, you could have gotten 100. So I think some of that fear base in really not seeing and being my own best self and my own best success is really where I am. And also finding my place, because I'm making changes in my professional life, which really ties to my personal life. So that's really the type of code that I'm looking for right now.
Okay, well, what we want to do is address this fear and these feelings and any memories that have those feelings that, gee, I'm not able to do my very best, or whatever, including that memory you just mentioned when you got brought home the test with 95. How do you feel when you brought up that memory right now? How do you feel about that?
Well, I get that physical feeling in the pit of your stomach, because I remember being a really, and I come from a place of a lot of energy. I talk fast, I walk fast, and I've been like that since I was a little girl. And it's funny, in working with my own coach, one of the things that we touched on this week was getting in touch with my own little me. And right as soon as she said that, I saw a specific picture of myself, very young, probably 3 or 4 years old, on a pair of roller skates, big smile. And I think the reason that picture of my own little self came up is because that was the fearless, scrappy, happy, wasn't afraid of anything or anyone. And so when that other memory comes up of feeling, I would come home with that same little me, being so excited to say, this is what I did, and then hearing that, and again, it was never said in a vicious way. It was almost said with a little chuckle. Again, as parents, I don't think that, I think I watched that as a parent myself. So again, it wasn't, a berating, you should have gotten 100. So you get that I always relate that pit in my stomach. Whenever I get that pit in my stomach, I know now on a conscious level that that's not feeling good enough, or I didn't do well enough.
Right.
And now that I'm trying to embark on a new path, again, that fear pops up. That little voice some days is like, oh, you're so good. You're so good at this. You're so on your way. And then every once in a while you wake up in the morning and it's almost like getting frozen. You don't even move. You don't even move. You should be working and you're physically just kind of sitting there. And I know that that's that fear block, because it's very easy to say, well, I didn't fail because I didn't try.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get a code for you to use for this, and you've got a great positive image there to continue to nourish and pray that little 3-year-old one on the roller skates just grows and grows. Okay, that's your positive memory there that you can really, expand. And this specific one that you mentioned, and any other ones that come up as you use this code, you want to bring in for healing and complete transformation. So let's go ahead and get a code for you. Can you say for me, I desire to be healthy?
I desire to be healthy.
I am ready to test truthfully.
I am ready to trust truthfully.
Okay, say this fear issue.
This fear issue.
Okay. Left jaw, right temple.
Left jaw, right temple.
Both Adam's apple.
Both Adam.
And then both bridge.
Both bridge.
And you want to address this. I would take it through all 12 categories and see if there's any memories that come up where you can remember that fear or not feeling good enough, only able to come so far and no further. Any kind of memories that have those kind of feelings in them. And go through the 12 categories, visit all those categories, and see what you might find there. Use this code. It's going to be most effective for about 2 weeks.
Okay, so when I do that, when I visit the 12 categories, I'm doing a different category each day? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
One category per day. And so you could use a code and do it 2 or 3 times a day. Each time you want to be still and see what your heart brings up. Read the description. That's like you're visiting the neighborhood. Okay, you're looking through the neighborhood and you want to see what doors are opening. That's those memories that pop up. If nothing shows up specifically, then just cruise that neighborhood anyway. You're going to just bring healing to that entire category or neighborhood of your heart. And then the next day you're going into the next neighborhood.
Okay. Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute Debbie's line. And let me take a look. We have no new callers, so if there's somebody out there that would love a custom code right now, now's the time. Oh, we'll jump in on that one. And a phone number ending in 0244. That's 0244. Your line's open, and who are we speaking with?
Hi, my name is Ernie.
Hi, Ernie.
Hello, Ernie.
Hi. I'm sick of smoking.
Okay. Okay, how do you feel? How do you feel? I mean, are you angry? Are you feeling hopeless? Are you feeling fear? What are you feeling about that?
Mostly hopeless and some fear and a little anger at myself.
Anger at yourself. Okay. All right. Well, we definitely want to heal this one. So you would be considering this a harmful action.
Yes.
Okay, and that's good. We want to move those harmful actions. We want to take those steps forward, because when we don't, it causes that conscious conflict that can block healing in all the other areas. So good for you. Glad you're going to grab this one by the horns, and we're going to make some progress on this. So can you say for me, I desire to be healthy?
I desire to be healthy.
I am ready to test truthfully.
I am ready to test truthfully.
Okay. Say these fear issues.
These fear issues.
Okay, now let me ask you something. When you think of this feeling of hopelessness and anger towards yourself, is there any early memory that comes up when you can remember feeling that way about yourself?
Not really. I remember hardly nothing before puberty.
Okay, so if there's any memories, as you're doing this code, working in this harmful action category, if there's any memories that come up that have those same kind of feelings that you're having about, this habit that you're trying to break, you're sick of now. If there's memories that come up that have those same feelings, hopelessness, anger towards yourself, let's heal those, okay? Because those are connected. Those are keeping you stuck. And so we want to heal those memories. And you may go ahead.
I did have a pretty harsh relationship with my dad growing up.
Okay.
And I remember being sick of that.
Okay, so you were sick of that. Okay. Were you angry?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's work on that relationship then. If that's what's coming up right now, that's what you want to go ahead and work on, all right? Any memories when you felt that? And then again, look at the way you feel about this harmful action and ask, how do I feel about this? Well, I'm still feeling hopeless. I'm still feeling anger. What other memories? But because you brought up that relationship with your dad, I think that would be a good place to start. If you do the relationship issue finder, Ernie, and you can find that on the Healing Codes website, that'll also give you some.
I just did it last week, and harmful actions was my only really bad score.
Okay, well, that just confirms you're on the right track. So I applaud you for being willing to recognize it. And now we're just getting the tools, and we're going to go ahead and go through that and apply what Alex was teaching today on the heart screen, because that's going to really help. If you can get your mind engaged and really get it in that positive place more, it's going to help. It's going to heal this even quicker. So let me give you your code.
I'm ready.
Left temple, right bridge. Both jaws.
Uh-huh.
Left jaw, right temple.
Uh-huh.
Left temple, right jaw.
Very good.
Okay, good for you, Ernie. I'm glad you're going to address this because, like I said, when we ignore those harmful actions and we don't take those baby steps and with the intention of healing those, it will block. It blocks our healing. It's one of the biggest blocks to our healing. So good for you.
Thank you very much, Joanna.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute Ernie's line, and we're going to take one other caller with a phone number ending in 6611. That's 6611. Your line's open, and who are we speaking with?
Hello, this is Carolyn. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Yes,
hi, Carolyn.
Hi.
I really resonated with what Alex was saying, and I realized 2 days ago, I cried for 2 days. Something had been rattling around, and I'm doing the code, so I'm thinking I'm handling whatever is coming up, but I pushed down somebody telling me, you're not, it's my sister's husband. They're having a birthday party that I've been attending for 7 or 8 years since they've been married for his mother, and he says, this time, this is only for family, and that didn't include me. And it hurt me so bad, and I pushed it down, and I didn't pay it any mind. My sister fought with him, and I got to come to the party. But I was the outcast once again. And it hit me Monday, and she called, and I don't know why it upset me so much, just hearing her voice. And as soon as she hung up, I just started crying, and I couldn't stop crying for 2 days.
Oh.
And it finally hit me. I said, oh, Carolyn, you got to get sick and tired of letting people yank your chain, keep you on a short chain and short shift you and, lead you around. And I stopped it, I thought, because I had an injury, and my attitude about things, I was no longer that people pleaser, and everyone keeps trying to pull me back into being a people pleaser. And when I don't, they'll beat me like that with things and, subtract me from family outings, and I'll hear about it later kind of stuff. So I'm like a coach, so I'm sick and tired of being at the behest of other people.
Well, the way you're feeling about this it's heartbreaking, I know, and you're feeling like an outcast, not good enough. I mean, these are the kind of feelings that we can heal. We can't control how other people treat you, but we can help you be able to respond in truth and love and be okay. So we want to heal any of the memories that have ever, whenever you've felt that way before and you've just pushed it down, like you said, no, we're going to bring them up to the surface and embrace them with the healing codes. We're going to love this part of you that feels rejected, feels taken advantage of, feels like an outcast. We're going to love her with these healing codes till she's just fine. She's okay with whatever is happening. She's going to be okay. So that means, if you have these earlier memories, bring those in. You can even imagine them as being a little girl, and you're just bringing her in and holding her and loving her and filling her with this love and this positive energy from the code until she just transforms. And you just keep doing that.
Okay, thank you. Because I felt better once I had that cry. I really did. And I felt better when I said, I said, God, I'm a big girl. Please reveal to me the broken places that I need to heal.
There you go.
And it's painful when they come up, but I've asked because I no longer want to be that people-pleasing fool.
There you go. Yes.
I want to be healthy relationships with people.
Yes.
And
the main one is to have a healthy relationship with yourself, so you don't believe in these things. Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to heal.
Because that's the bottom line. As long as I allow that, I'm just allowing them to do what I really want to do to myself, and that's not love myself, not value me. And because that's what I will get if I learn to mirror that out to the world.
Okay.
Well,
thanks. Let's get a code for you. Can you say for me, I desire to be healthy?
I desire to be healthy.
I am ready to test truthfully.
I am ready to test truthfully.
Okay. Say these fear issues.
these fear issues.
Okay. Write this down. Left temple, right jaw. Both bridge.
Mhm.
Both temples.
Okay.
Left Adam's, right jaw.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Caroline. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute Caroline's line, and unfortunately, that concludes, that's the end of our program for today, so to speak. So let me say thank you to you, Johanna. God bless you.
Thank you, Ken. It's my pleasure.
And since we're past the time, I don't think we'll go into a question today, but I am going to open the lines because we'd love to hear those goodbyes, and we'll hope to see you next week. So God bless you. Lines are open. And
God bless everyone.
Bye.
Hey, thank you. God bless everyone.
The conference is now completed. Goodbye. Welcome to the conference.